This record was recovered from the Time archive. Its authenticity is disputed. Its contents remain unexplained. What you are about to hear is not a story. It is a case. The Florence Anomaly, 1935. This record was recovered from the Time archive. Its authenticity has been disputed. Its contents, however, remain unexplained. What follows is not a story. It is a file. In the spring of 1935, residents of Florence began reporting a man who did not seem to belong to the time he was seen in. The first reports were dismissed easily. A stranger standing too long in public squares, clothing that felt outdated but carefully chosen, a presence that unsettled people without any visible threat. Florence was accustomed to anomalies. Artists, historians, travelers. The city attracted those who lived out of step with their era. At first, authorities assumed the rumors would fade. They did not. Within weeks, the descriptions became disturbingly consistent. The man was tall. His posture was rigid, almost rehearsed, as if movement itself had been practiced. He wore layered fabrics consistent with the late 18th century, not costume-like, not theatrical, but worn with intent. And around his neck, he carried a brass-trimmed mechanical device that resembled a camera. No known manufacturer could be identified. Witnesses later agreed on one detail that could not be rationalized. Leonardo Mancini, as he identified himself, cast a shadow that behaved incorrectly. At different times of day, his shadow fell at angles inconsistent with the sun's position. In some cases, it appeared doubled. In others, delayed. One cafe owner reported that while Leonardo stood perfectly still, his shadow continued to move. Children followed him through narrow streets, drawn to the faint, irregular clicking sound emitted by the device he carried. Merchants observed that he never reacted with surprise, not to noise, not to crowds, not even to sudden danger. He moved as though Florence were already mapped in his mind, as if the city were familiar to him, not as it was, but as it had been, and as it would become. On April 17, 1935, shortly before sunset, Leonardo was observed standing alone in the Piazza della Signoria. Several unrelated witnesses later gave identical statements. The air above the square appeared unstable. The sky fractured briefly, streaked with faint golden light. Some claimed they saw silhouettes, figures dressed in medieval clothing, walking beside modern citizens for mere seconds before dissolving. City guards were dispatched shortly afterward. Leonardo did not attempt to flee. He greeted them politely. His voice was calm, measured, and oddly formal. When asked his profession, he replied that he was an observer. When asked what he observed, he paused, then answered with a single word: time. Guards noted no signs of intoxication, no agitation, no confusion. His responses were coherent, precise, and consistent. When asked where he was from, he hesitated, then stated that his last clear memory originated in the year 1798. His knowledge of Florence was alarming. He named streets that had been renamed decades earlier, described buildings destroyed and rebuilt, referenced events that had not yet occurred. At one point, he corrected an officer regarding a renovation scheduled to begin 6 years in the future. Authorities assumed delusion and escorted him for questioning. Leonardo's device was confiscated shortly thereafter. The mechanism defied classification. It contained no recognizable film system, yet internal movement was visible when activated. Lenses rotated independently. Internal components responded without gears, springs, or visible power sources. The sound it emitted was irregular, not mechanical, not organic. Closer to a distorted clock, struggling to maintain rhythm. Leonardo objected strongly to its confiscation. He insisted that what was happening needed to be documented. That observation itself was already altering outcomes. That removal of the device could destabilize what he referred to as a temporal convergence. Officials ignored his warnings. Several image plates were extracted. What they revealed permanently altered the investigation. The images did not depict Florence at a single moment in time. They showed Florence layered. Renaissance craftsmen working beside early 20th century automobiles, buildings reflected in puddles that did not yet exist, streets captured from perspectives that were architecturally impossible. In nearly every image, Leonardo appeared unchanged, and in many of them, a woman stood nearby. Her name, Leonardo stated repeatedly, was Isabella. He spoke of her quietly, reverently. He claimed to have known her across multiple lifetimes, that she appeared whenever timelines destabilized. In some images she appeared younger, in others older, but always present, slightly out of focus, as if resistant to fixation. No records of Isabella could be located. An archivist, Signore Bianchi, was brought in to assess the material. Bianchi noted that the anomalies were not random. Shadows aligned across different eras. Reflections obeyed optical laws that could not be fabricated using contemporary methods. Leonardo explained that history was not linear. He described it as a web, flexible, reactive, and fragile. He claimed observation alone could introduce distortion. That prolonged focus caused fractures. His role, he said, was not to change events outright, but to nudge outcomes toward balance. When asked how long he had been traveling, Leonardo fell silent. After several seconds, he responded, "Longer than memory allows, and shorter than a human heartbeat." On the night of April 21st, 1935, Leonardo vanished. Guards reported seeing him exit his holding room shortly after midnight. He appeared calm, focused. He carried no device. He walked toward the piazza without resistance. He was never seen again. No alarms were triggered. No physical trace was found. Only his device remained, placed carefully on a marble ledge overlooking the square, positioned as if intentionally left behind. In the weeks that followed, Florence experienced irregular phenomena. Citizens reported hearing ticking sounds with no source. Reflections lagged behind movement. Several people claimed to glimpse Leonardo briefly, standing in glass, walking out of sync with crowds. Some reported seeing Isabella. The device was sealed within the city archives. Those permitted to study it reported auditory hallucinations, altered perception of time, and fleeting images of Florence layered across centuries. Scholars debated Leonardo's nature. Man, machine, or manifestation. No definitive conclusion was reached, but one detail remains consistent across all surviving records. Every image produced by the device contains an anomaly, a distortion suggesting observation is not passive, that history responds when it is watched, and that some moments were never meant to be recovered. This file has been closed, but its consequences remain unresolved. Some moments, once observed, can never be undone.